Hey, John here. I got that motor all together for that Dodge Ram pickup I've been working on. I'm dying to get that thing done and out of the shop. So watch this video. We're going to see if we can get that thing running today and get it started and see what happens. Like, share, subscribe, all those things. I want to get this truck out of the shop so I can get going back on this thing over here again. The old 830. It's been a while. Probably a lot of you guys have subscribed just to see what happens with this old tractor. And yeah, we're definitely going to get back on that. Definitely dying to right now. But right now, sit back, watch what happens with this truck. Well, I guess it's time to get on top side of this motor. Let's see, I got the starter in, I got a cross member in, I got the white pipe on, I got the down pipe on. I still got to crawl underneath it to finish up the oxygen sensor. I got to hook that in, but when they sold the old catalytic converter off it, they ruined the plug for the oxygen sensor. I don't know what the code is. I'll have to look that up and figure it out. And then I'm just going to plug that into the oxygen sensor and tape up the wires. So that's what I'm going to do with that. But I got all this stuff up here to button up. But that's what I'm going to do next. I got to put the idle control valve in, get that hooked up, and start buttoning up the top. Get another light. Put more light on the subject. All right. It's been a couple days, so now I'm like, where do I leave off? But I'll figure it out. Well, the one good thing about the cab forward is I got a lot of room to stand here once the radiator's out of the way. I do kind of like the way the top core support comes out easy. That's kind of handy. This is the idle control valve. I'm going to cram that in there. Usually you give it a wiggle around in a eccentric motion. Not an obscene motion, an eccentric motion. Usually they snap in, but this one doesn't seem to want to. All right, I'll have to get some oil. That's great. That means I got to climb back out of here. It's going to take me a year to get this done if I have to climb in and out every time I have to do something. Mobile 1, baby. 530. Better put that in now, too. Wouldn't it be silly if I forgot to put the oil in? That would be silly. Job, I think I've got it. Okay. That's good news. Yep, I just got to put the screw in there. Quart of oil, that's 2 in there now. I probably ought to look underneath to make sure it ain't running out the bottom, huh? That would be fun. So, I can plug this guy on, because this is the one that works now. There we go. I also have the fuel line. That wants to be up there. Fuel line wants to be here. There's a good snap. I know the garter spring snapped, and I'm going to put the safety on it too. Just to be sure. So, there's that. Got that. Not sure where this plug goes. It's sticking way up here. I don't know if it goes at a cold air inlet somehow or what. All right, let's see where these go. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. Once you get going on these plugs, you know, that's one thing I can mention on this without doing a complete tutorial, but generally these plugs, you can't screw them up. Little known secret. Because they only go one way and they only go on one thing. The only one I have problems with now is the one where they screwed up my my catalytic converter, where they stole the converter off it and wrecked the plug, so that screws me up. I could really mess up the computer when I plug them together, because if I use the oxygen sensor heat leads, or the ground or the heat, and accidentally switch that with the oxygen sensor signal wire, I could smoke the computer up. That I don't think would be very happy. Okay, so I got this stuff here. Ooh, what's that plug go to? Where does that go? Oh, I see it. So this little guy plugs in here. I don't know how long that's been unplugged. I want to get my gloves back on, keep my hands somewhat cleaner. Well, this is the truck that just keeps giving. I just noticed this. This must have been at a junkyard and got forked. See that in the drive shaft? Big dent. Yeah, I just noticed that. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to fix, because that'll wobble like crazy. I can't even believe that. But, I don't know. Kind of depressing. Well, just something else to fix. Well, there it is. I finally got that motor in there. I got it all buttoned up, as far as I know. Just trying to think about anything I might have forgotten. But I got her full of water. I just put distilled water in it. Let it run through a warm-up cycle. Run the heater, all that stuff. And then I'm going to drain it out again. And then put the antifreeze and water mixture in it. I guess these have a tendency to overheat, a 4.7. Anyway, it says, the book says it takes, well, not the book, but the interwebs. Nobody's got a book anymore. Anyway, so it says it takes 6 quarts of oil. I know I put 5 quarts in it. I'm going to dump that other quart in there just because it's showing halfway up the hash mark on the full on the dipstick. And I think the oil filter and stuff's going to suck up that other half. So I think 6 quarts will top it right up. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to try to fire it up, and we'll see. See if I'm a hero or a loser after changing the tone wheel and the wheel on the cam. Forget what they call that. The induction wheel. Well, then we'll take it from there. Alright guys, I think it's about time to try to fire this thing up. Hope it starts right up and doesn't bang. It just sounds good. That's what we're hoping. So, I'm going to let you listen to it from here. Alright guys, fingers crossed. Let's see what it does. Well, that sounds weird, but it started right up. Why is it cranking like that? Started and then stalled. Well, I don't see anything gushing out the bottom, so I think we're going to give it another shot. We'll see what it does. That's noisy. Where's that noise coming from? It's kind of like a rattle. Well, it did fire right up. What the heck is rattling? I just gotta try it again. Well, the oil pressure gauge came up, so that was good to see. But I don't know what the way that's running, what that's doing. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is clear the codes and see what code kicks up. That'll probably give me a point in the right direction. But yeah, that's odd. I think I'm going to try starting it again with a little bit of gas. I'll give it a little bit of throttle. right, something weird going on. Not sure what. I think that starter sucks for one thing. It just doesn't crank very well. But now we're not running. So what's the deal there? Now we got like no desire to start at all. Well, I'm gonna put the battery on a charger. Let's see what that does. Cracked out the old Autel Max Check MX808. Now, the question is, do I remember how to use the thing? Let's see, turn the thing on. Button. I think that's off. Oh, there we go. Ooh, firing up. Now this thing's like a notebook, and I did a video on this before where I tried it out, but it looks like the battery's stone dead. This isn't going to do me any good at all. That's what happens when you let them sit around. So I'm going to let this thing fully charge. I guess I'll get out my Code Buddy. Oh. Looks like we're back to the Code Buddy. This thing's always been pretty reliable. I mean, it doesn't have a bunch of bells and whistles, but it does work. I'm going to see what codes I kick out of this thing. Reset them, try it again probably. So enter codes found 2. Read codes. Fan 1 control circuit. Oh no. Camsat shaft sensor. Circuit intermittent blah blah blah. Hope that's not something like I got something totally wrong, but it ran. So maybe it's just not plugged in right. I might have to check that out. But what I'm going to do first is exit, erase, eraser done, and then we'll give it another try, see what happens. Ooh, battery's charging up. I think that's a lot of the problem too. Well, the battery's charged for about 20 minutes. Let's see what happens. We got cleared codes. Turn it off, turn it on. I got nothing. Don't sound good either. This ain't good. I think I got me a dead horse. See what it does with a big shot of ether. Nothing. So that can mean a whole bunch of things. I'm going to check the codes again and see if it threw a code. Key on. Fan 1 control circuit. And that's all it's got, fan 1 control circuit. So it's not throwing me that other code. Erasing codes, erasing done. Codes found 1, 480 fan control circuit. Well, this doesn't, to my knowledge, have a fan control circuit. There's no wires going to the fan. I don't know why it's throwing that code. I also don't know why it won't even try to start now. All right, thankfully, I missed the spot in my weld. I welded up my Y pipe, a little hole there, and it's dripping gas now. What in the world? So this thing's like flooded out. I don't even understand that. I got it super flooded already? Brand new spark plugs? I don't know. I have to hold it to the floor and see if I can flush it out, but this doesn't make any sense at all. This thing's full of gas. I don't know how this could happen, unless, well, I gotta do a little figuring and ciphering. This isn't exactly how I wanted this to go. Like there's no compression at all or something. Well, I pulled a relay for the fuel pump, so hopefully that's not letting it fill up with more fuel. Yeah, the darn thing started right up. I think it could have kept running, huh? Okay, so, well, it looks like there's been some problems with the truck. I'm gonna have to sit and digest some of this and see what I can figure out as far as whether I can get this thing running or not, or whether it's worth dumping more money in, see if I can't come up with something with it. Might come up with another plan altogether. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. See you on the next one.